Novo lit that shit bang.
Welcome back, everybody, to Crows of Judgment, and I want to do a follow-up on our stream from last night, in which we were very happy to have TJV on the stream, and also for everybody who had tuned in. We had pretty consistently over 1,000 people watching for, I want to say, about 2 hours plus. A lot of things had happened, and as we were wrapping up the stream, well, okay, let me put it like this. We titled the stream, Ohmwrecker Gets Wrecked, right? And, we're going through all of these Discord DMs that H2O Delirious had dropped, showing how absolutely manic Ohmwrecker was, as well as how, I'd say kind of like two-faced he is too, because he had taken the situation with H2O Delirious getting pranked on 9 years ago. And at the time when he was talking to Delirious, he was trying to convince Delirious to turn off, to basically go off against the entirety of the Vanoss crew and back up Ohmwrecker. And Delirious is basically telling him, it's his story. He doesn't want it told. He's already accepted their apology. He just wants Ohmwrecker to basically leave it alone and leave him alone. And then, you read those messages and you put it into the context of Ohmwrecker essentially trying to portray what had happened there as lightweight, kind of like Delirious's fault, right? Trying to imply that he might actually be into children. And don't get me wrong. He makes some far more definitive statements about some other things, which can in no way be proven or have been substantiated. It's literally just one person saying, yeah, it happened. He did this thing to me. And Ohmwrecker is like screaming that the guy is a P word, right? So during the interview that TJV had just about a few days back, you can see Ohmwrecker kind of, how do I best put this? You can kind of see Ohmwrecker be that two-faced little shit stain that he's always been. Now, when we're watching this, we get told, Ohmwrecker is tweeting, some stuff had happened, and basically, as we're wrapping up the stream, Ohmwrecker literally was getting wrecked, right? Like, from all sides, getting completely destroyed. So I wanted to go into this because this is essentially what lit everything off, right? One victim who allegedly Delirious had make CP when she was 16 in mid-2012, who emailed Delirious less than 4 hours later, I got a spoof email that in the email feed looked identical to a real one. I nearly deleted her real email because of the fake thinking spam. Now, when you see it, right, this is all it is. It's an email, right? There's a provisional driver's license attached. It does have a date on it. It's really blurred out and hard to make out. And then I guess the fake email, right? But I was looking through it and I said, okay, you literally just have someone going, he groomed me, literally just that, right? And then saying, here's a photo of my ID to prove that I was a kid at the time. And I'm like, what do you mean? Not to be a dick, but I'm like, what? How does this prove anything? It's literally just someone coming forward and saying, he did it to me. You don't know who they are. You don't know when, where, how it happened. You have no context for anything, right? You literally just had someone saying, at some point 9 years ago, Delirious forced me to make CP. Right? And I'm going like, Ohmwrecker is on Twitter, right, after trying to portray Delirious as a P word on Drama Alert, flat out stating, Delirious was forcing children to make CP. Like, legitimately making that claim based on an email. But I did like was this shit, right? Hey, at Fisio9, so that'd be Chrissy, one of the wives of a Vanoss crew member. Are you ready to stop denying shit and help some victims of Delirious for once, instead of painting a rosy bullshit picture of hazing and Delirious being the victim? Now, when he's talking about the rosy bullshit picture of hazing, this is referring to the incident 9 years ago. And everyone involved, including OhmWrecker, last year was referring to it as a really bad prank, right? One that betrayed Delirious's trust and one that just went way too far. Now it's just a rosy bullshit picture to call it hazing, right? And OhmWrecker goes, your husband knew this girl, by the way, right? To Chrissy. Now, Chrissy at the time basically said, I'm at work, I'll deal with this later, right? And I guess OhmWrecker thought that she was going to, like, address it and give him something that he could move forward on, because so far he's completely collapsed, right? All the claims he has against the Vanoss crew members are sort of blowing up in his face, and with Delirious dropping all of those Discord DMs showing that OhmWrecker wanted to attack the other members of the Vanoss crew, wanted to expose them all, not for P-word stuff, but just for being a dick to him. Say, hey, well, so with the release of all of those DMs, right, you can see that OhmWrecker has a vendetta. He is vindictive. He is mad about Wildcat being mean to him. He's mad about the other crew members picking on him. And he's mad that Delirious, who at one point did try to stand up for him, was now telling him, dude, leave me alone, leave it alone. Nobody likes you, essentially, right? And now he wants to go after Delirious too. The guy is not stable at all. But Chrissy over here, she gets tagged by OhmWrecker, and apparently it's not the first time OhmWrecker has tried to contact spouses of Vanoss crew members to get them to turn against their spouses. Like, it's really nuts. But anyway, so Chrissy put out the statement. All victims deserve to be heard and respected. However, I am not getting personally involved with accusations from someone I do not know. Listen, support, and respect victims. I will always support that. Your reputation with proof has been marred and clouded in your own hatred for others. It has overshadowed other victim stories. Her best bet is to speak her truth, provide the evidence she has, and not do so through or with you. Which was just right for the heart on that one. But there's a little bit more. No matter what I say, you'll twist it to paint me as a bad person, to support whatever narrative you have in your head. Enjoy. You also seem to have forgotten from last summer that I'm not interested in your games or your manipulation. So again, with the DMs that we got from Delirious, we know that last year, that right around summertime, June, July, that OhmWrecker was trying to get Delirious to turn on the Vanoss crew members, not for P-word stuff, not for serious allegations, but because they picked on him. Because, in his words, they bullied him. And he went absolutely psychotic, wanted Delirious to turn on them. Delirious wouldn't, so he went after Delirious. He went after the spouses of Vanoss crew members. And yeah, I mean, it's pretty clear. And when she talks about how he'll twist whatever she says to paint her as a bad person, oh, he does. You can make me out to be a bad person, a liar, a manipulator, all you want to. I don't care about your opinion of me. As I said last summer, Scott and I want to be left alone. Stop hiding your accusations behind the group and list every person's name with the accusations you're making and supply the proof now, or keep our names out of your mouth and off of your social media. Yeah, because one of the problems with OhmWrecker's statements, and you do see it in the TJV interview, which I know it's long, but you should really watch the entire thing. When he gets pushed into a corner to prove something that he is claiming, he just goes, it's not out yet. It'll be out later. Just gotta trust me, bro. I've seen it. The person has the messages, but they want to remain private, but I've seen them. Like, yeah, it's been incredibly consistent. And then she wraps it up by saying, now for the last time, leave Scott and I alone. And that was cute. So Cyan, we did a video about her, and this is not absolving Cyan in any single way, shape, or form, but she also turns on OhmWrecker here, saying Chrissy has given us so much support, and she has been through it all with us since the start. I'm so thankful for her. Taking our story and twisting it to fit a narrative to attack a group of people who were uninvolved was a betrayal. He used us to benefit only himself. Now, look, we're going to go into a little bit more of this, but I want to be very, very clear here. I think Cyan was totally a part of weaponizing OhmWrecker against Vanoss crew because, again, she wants to go and cancel and destroy the reputation of a former crew member known as Louis Calibre, her ex-boyfriend. She and this group of ex-girlfriends going after Louis are the ones who obtained the tape of Delirious from 9 years ago, which would be revenge porn of him, and were sharing it amongst themselves and then gave that to OhmWrecker, right? So I highly doubt that OhmWrecker twisted their story to fit his own narrative to that. I think what basically wound up happening was Cyan went to OhmWrecker so it could go to Drama Alert, and Cyan thought, like she thought with her Google Doc, that would be enough to just destroy Louis' reputation flat out, and there'd be no coming back from it. And it didn't work. And instead, OhmWrecker, because he does this stuff like once a year, he got utterly destroyed. So now Cyan, and this is just my opinion, is being put in the situation of OhmWrecker attacking one of her other supporters, and she has to make a decision. Do I latch myself onto OhmWrecker as he just collapses and sinks to the bottom of the ocean, or do I cut the rope and just go in the other direction? I completely doubt that OhmWrecker was the one twisting the story to fit a narrative, right? But I think it is hilarious that after Cyan was able to weaponize OhmWrecker, she is now saying, I am also done with OhmWrecker. So OhmWrecker has essentially made himself an incredibly toxic individual publicly, right? Someone that nobody wants to associate with, because Cyan went to him, and now Cyan is also shoving the knife in his back. So Louis said, good job at trying to not get them any more mad at you for using them. You believe a lot of fake things, nothing new. Again, what business did you have in my relationships? That's weird that after Kyla and I stopped talking, you decided to get in touch with her. Interesting. So obviously there was more to this conversation, but the reason why I focused on this part here is OhmWrecker goes, in relation to these other girls, sounds like someone is manipulating them then and feeding it back to you. Who knows? I absolutely never used them. Sorry. If that's your spin, then there's really nothing left here to talk about. Leave the girls alone. Give them their peace. Now, Matthew, who is following up on this, right, actually shares the statement from Cyan, which is one of the ex-girlfriends, and the statement of Sarah, who's another ex-girlfriend. Chrissy was there for me when I needed someone the most. She's such a kind person, and I am thankful for her. I can't believe I trusted someone that used my story for his own benefit, even when we didn't allow it. So the girls are stating that they never wanted OhmWrecker to use their stories this way, right? I doubt it, right? I highly doubt it, because those girls, as I've already said, one of them obtained revenge porn on someone and shared it amongst the group and gave it to OhmWrecker, right? And we already know that another girl who has not come out against OhmWrecker yet was secretly recording a 4-hour call between Louis and Sarah when Louis was in California, which is a two-party consent state, meaning at this point, this group of individuals has been involved in two separate crimes to take out Louis. So, yeah, I really doubt this thing where they didn't want OhmWrecker involved in it, because, come on, they've already broken the damn law to get Louis canceled. So, I don't buy it for that reason. But again, everyone is taking out OhmWrecker and getting getting rid of him. That's some wild shit. Fissy has a way with manipulating people. That's all I can say. Wish them the best, but they're wrong and clearly got manipulated by someone that will go to any length to hide the secrets of the group. I really supported them as best I could. And again, we talk about saying weaponizing OhmWrecker. OhmWrecker wanted to be weaponized. OhmWrecker wants that crew destroyed. He wants their reputations destroyed. He wants to see Vanoss crew ended, right? So I look at that, I'm kind of laughing because I'm like, you were manipulated. Like, OhmWrecker was the only person here who I think got manipulated, but also he was totally willing to go along with it because it was giving him what he wanted, right? So they're all awful people. They're all awful people. Interesting how all of a sudden they were your friends and now they've changed their minds. Sounds familiar. Can't wait to see how you manipulated them. Would love to hear it too. Have no clue what they're even talking about. Hardly even touched on their story and what I was supporting outside of theirs. Either way, only supported them when I could. Again, wish the best for them. Let them have their peace. And that's essentially where things ended off, right? And I just find this entire thing kind of fascinating because it's a little bit like OhmWrecker is a train, right? And there is a brick wall in front of said train, and he is going straight into it, right? And you know what's going to happen, right? And he won't stop. And then he hits the wall, and you're like, ooh, he's going to get hurt. And you just can't stop watching, right? Because at any point, OhmWrecker could have taken himself off of these tracks, but now it's too late. Now he is going face first into it, getting completely destroyed. Everyone is disassociating themselves with him. He's losing subscribers over this. The girls who he said he was standing for are now calling him a manipulator. So yeah, I think that we may see OhmWrecker, I would hope, walk away from this because nobody has his back. But at the same time, as we've already seen with the other things with OhmWrecker, he is not well, right? He is not mentally well. I'm not saying that as an insult. I mean, he is someone who cannot let things go and seems to obsess over anyone making a comment about him, right? From the Vanoss crew. He can't let them say something. He has to respond. So the best possible thing he can do right now, he's in a hole. He needs to stop digging, but I don't think he knows how to. So we had TJV on last night. He mentioned that, the Vanoss crew members are putting a bunch of shit together on OhmWrecker, and OhmWrecker, has this Google Doc of tweets from the Vanoss crew members that are completely out of context, and he wants to see them destroyed. They want to see this fucker just leave them alone, right? I would think the best solution is OhmWrecker stops, but we both know it's not going to happen. So that means the only thing that can occur now is OhmWrecker is going to infinity tuple down on all of it and go. I mean, he's already kind of going scorched earth, right? Anyways, guys, you let me know what you think in the comments section. I appreciate, again, everyone who's become a new subscriber of the channel. If you can, do me a favor, like the video, share it on social media, share it with your friends, and, of course, if you haven't already subscribed, consider becoming a subscriber or even a member of the channel. Thank you all so much, and I hope to see you in the next one. Bye-bye.
Novo, let that shit bang.